You are live. Let's go
We are
live.
live.
It's 3, 2, 1. Oh. Looks like we're also live on TikTok as well.
That's good.
It looks like we are live on all the platforms as we speak. I've got a notification that's come up.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Say we're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Not Facebook yet, but I'm assuming that there will be people coming in as and when we speak. Let us know that you are listening, guys. We are just waiting for our host broadcaster to give us the go for Pulse Talk Radio when it hits the 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
I don't know where I'm going.
We've done an hour. We've done an hour.
Yeah. Just remember to hit, if you are watching on TikTok, hit that like button as many times as you possibly can. And then we go from there. All right, so we've got a 1 minute, and then we can go live. We're already live on all the bits. We've got Craig waiting in the chat. Loads of people are waiting over on TikTok at the moment. We hit that like button, please, guys. Let's get us to a few thousand tonight. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
That
I go
really
for the really big one?
I think 10K would be good. 10K would be good.
11. Let's really make it.
I can't do 11. That's odd. Don't like odd numbers.
Yeah, no, go for 11.
All right. We're all good. Right, let's go. Let's buckle down. Let's go live. Oh, we are not going anywhere for a minute because I haven't done the most important thing. And what are you doing? Why don't you let me do that? Oh, what are you doing?
Don't know what you're doing.
Don't know. Are you ready? Let's go.
As a duly designated representative of the city, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension.
Whoa. Just hold up 1 minute there. It's not who you're going to call, but it's who you're going to listen to. And if you ain't afraid of no ghost, stay tuned for the EGH Paranormal Talk Show. I've got to press the right button. Good evening, guys, and welcome to the EGH Paranormal Talk Show, live and exclusive on Pulse Talk Radio. It's the 1st of March. Where's the time flying? We're into the month that starts off the events for EGH this year. We're into March. What? 15 days away?
Yeah. 15. Yeah. Bloody hell, yeah.
15 days away to Essex Ghost Hunters head up to Nottingham for the night to the Galleries of Justice.
It is, yes.
We might even see Robin Hood. Oh, Robin Hood, riding through the glen.
You might do.
We might see him. You never know.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, one and all, to the EGH Panel Talk Show, live and exclusive on Pulse Talk Radio, and on YouTube, and on Facebook, and on the wonderful world of TikTok as well. And I'm just hoping, can we just do a sound check? Simon, can you introduce yourself to the world of TikTok? Even though they can't see you, they might be able to hear you.
You're very lucky, TikTok, that you can't see me, but please, I hope you can hear me.
So if you can hear Simon, just let me know that you can hear Simon. That would be great if you possibly could. I think you should be able to hear him. That would be fantastic if you could just let us know. Yep, they can hear you.
That's good. That's good.
So, Simon, you're setting a goal for us tonight over on TikTok World. I'm not sure that this is ambitious, this goal. So
11,000.
You want 11,000 likes. You're gonna have
Probably
to go.
Not going to get it, but hey ho, let's try it.
You know exactly. That's going to be a very, very much a tall order.
We go
so let's us. We got lovely Craig Sampson is tuning it in.
Hi,
We've
Craig.
got Paul Wells that is
Hi,
tuning in. We've
Paul.
got the lovely Heidi Hansen all the way from Denmark that is listening in. Dean Homeyard as well. Edward Defrine is also. Nicola is in the chat. Maria is in the chat. And Time, and I think that's Terry, isn't it? Time and Tide.
It is,
Terry.
yeah.
Um,
Evening, everybody.
Evening, one and all, and welcome to all our listeners over on Pulse Talk as well. I just want to start off, as you can see, I'm just going to draw you to this comment here. Author Heidi Hansen. So if you don't know, guys, the world of TikTok and Pulse Talk and everybody else, all our listeners and all our viewers at the moment, Heidi has got a few books out at the moment, okay, that I want you all to go and have a look at. Okay, you need to. These are our books, okay? This one is Life with Supernatural Events. This is part 3. There is plenty more, okay? There is 1, 2, and everything. So what I want you to do, guys, is head over to Amazon, order all the books, and I want you all to go to a website and leave a review once you have read the books for me, okay? That's what I want you to do. I am in the process at the moment of just finishing up these books, and then I'll be leaving some reviews for you, Heidi, okay? But I want everybody to go over and see if you can purchase the books. As I say, it is The Life of an Extraordinary Event. I can't really see that because it's going to go on funny there. That's the TikTok world, okay? It's what I don't know is I don't know if it's in here, but I don't know how and where. Heidi, if you are in the chat, can you pop your the website is www.god-inspire.one. Okay, if you could go to www.god-inspire.one. Okay, and we've got Life with Supernatural Events part 2, and normally so not available right now. You've got loads at the moment, so please head over there, head over to the website. And there, look, there's the website just come up there, guys. So just linking to that one. Okay, thank you ever so much. Hello to TOS over on TikTok. Welcome along. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Lisa.
Yeah, I've got to go through all this. I've got Lisa. I've got Krista Parker is in the chat. I've got Evening Jim.
Oh, Jim.
While we're on promotion, as you can see, Jim there owns the Reptile Hut. And if you haven't heard of the Reptile Hut, I don't know why you haven't heard of the Reptile Hut. Jim is opposite us at the Cyrus Spiritual Connections. As you can see, it is at the White Elm Garden Centre, CM34LR, for all your reptile needs. The most loveliest person you'll meet, and the knowledge and what he has for any reptile. If you need any information with, you know, starting breeding or keeping or anything like that, sure. Yeah, he definitely is.
And then you've got his lovely Mrs. called Natalie, who owns a bug shop.
The better other half.
Yeah, the better other half. I think the better half. Who owns a bug hut, and she's any insect, spiders, brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant couple.
Yes.
Brilliant couple.
And that goes for everyone that's listening on TikTok as well. Make sure you head over there.
Yeah, get your butts down there.
But you can follow them on all their social media platforms as well. The Reptile Hut, the Bug Hut. That also goes to TikTok and I think Instagram and everything like that. So make sure you are following them as well. Right. So I want to start the show just to. We do have a what I say, we have a topic for tonight. Simon has worked on a topic for tonight, but I just want to clear something up. I want to get something off my chest. I've never necessarily believed in the word paraunity, okay? Because I just think it's a little bit too, the paranormal world can be a bit harsh sometimes and very opinionated. So when it comes to what methods and, you know, if someone catches something, it's jealousy that they haven't caught it. And that's why I don't really subscribe to the paraunity side of things, just because of what goes on. But over the last couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, there has been a gentleman on Facebook that has been putting negative spin on ghost hunting, and trying to get it banned in certain locations, threatening to, if he sees anyone with a K2 meter, to smash it. He's going to, doesn't believe in this and doesn't believe in that. But is what I want to say to, he has gone after a few of the friends of our show, and which I don't like. The negative comments regarding the ghost hunting world, it's opinionated, I know. But there's been opinionated, and there's been self-right, egotistical about beliefs. If you want to be called the Ghost Challenger, then go ahead and be called the Ghost Challenger. But challenge us in a way that is respectful and not rude. Now, there's, we're talking that they're talking, Christians they're talking about me already. No, it's not about Christian. It's not, because Christian respects, and we can have a debate and talk evenly. Even though Christian may not believe, he still wouldn't be nasty towards us. But this gentleman that is causing all the crap on Facebook and other social medias, it's not just Facebook. There was a couple of lives with him the other day that really just proved everything about him. He has got beef with certain people within the field, and he wants to take it upon himself to start a petition to stop people like us from going into well-known haunted locations. And I just don't see what he can get from that. If he shuts us down, not just personally us, but if he shuts them down and stops them from going, it also affects his job as well. Because what can he challenge?
It doesn't only affect his job, it affects the revenue that places rely on from ghost hunting teams going into those sort of environments, because they'd be lost without it. If you think that some of, absolutely. So he'd be causing, carnage.
And it's just, I have no problem with people challenging me about ghosts and the afterlife. I have no problem with that. But don't treat me as a piece of dirt on your bottom of your feet. To be calling us all muppets and things like that, it's derogatory. I could sit here and berate that gentleman. I'm not even going to mention his name, because this will get, I'm not saying it'll get back to him. I don't care if it gets back to him. I don't want him on the show.
Invite him on the show.
I don't want him on the show because he's egotistical, and he wants for me, all this slanderous that we're muppets, ghost hunters shouldn't be doing this, all ghost hunters are that, all ghost hunters are this, back it up.
Did he used to be a ghost hunter, though, Russ?
Yes.
Well then, what's changed his mind? He must have walked around 20 years ago, whenever, with a K2 meter in his hand.
I do believe he's got beef with people, rather than, I think he's aiming, tarring everyone with the same brush, and that's what I don't like. That's really what I don't know. And this is, Natalie, what is the harm? If you don't believe, then fine. Don't know why people have to spoil things for others. We're all different and like different things.
Exactly that.
Exactly the point, Nat. That is the point I'm making. If you don't believe in the paranormal, then don't believe in it. Walk away from it. But to start calling you the ghost challenger, what can you challenge?
He's going to make a name out of it, isn't he? He's going to make. That's where he's going to make his name, Russ. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to put people's backs up, which he's obviously doing, because people are rising to it, and that's where he'll get his kicks. To be honest, if people just ignore him,
that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And unfortunately, he's going to really kick up. It's going to get worse because he will always fall back on certain things. Before Christmas, he was going through a very rough time, and no one deserves to do what happens in people's lives. But he used that as a full-blooded excuse, and he will go back to that when things get tough again, because people will call him out. People are getting riled up and attention seeking. It is attention seeking. He wants to go viral. I won't read another bit, but he wants to go viral. But go viral in a way of being respectful, not disrespectful.
Well,
there's no respect.
No, prove it. Actually, if he's saying there's no such thing as ghosts, then he can say what he likes, and he can say that, but as we can't prove there is ghosts, he can't prove there isn't ghosts.
No.
So we come to that stalemate at the end.
No, and that's what in a strange world that we live in is it. How can you prove to me? How can they prove to me that the K2 meter or whatever it is, whatever it does, isn't generally proving the point? Because yes, we know it is affected by radio waves. We know it's affected by mobile phone signals. We know all that. But somewhere along the line, it will be. We can't necessarily, as much as I can't prove it, there's no one that can disprove it.
Exactly. So he can go on all he likes, really, can't he?
It's different if you're standing next to it with a mobile phone.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, he can shout as loud as he likes. I ain't going to bother me because I'm still going to do exactly the same as what I'm doing.
And it has riled a few of the friends of this show up. And it's become very personal. And is all I will say is that there is time for para-unity, and para-unity is very much the time for now. It's what I will say is Essex Ghost Hunters will stand by anybody that is being affected by this gentleman. Would I ever want him on this show? No, I don't want him on my show.
I think he'd be off.
Because he don't show his face. He won't show his face. No, he won't show his face. It just stands behind his keyboard and the no face all thing, and that's as simple as it gets. And it will just be a standoff of words and things like that. And the most funniest thing about it all is he approaches them to go on their show. He approaches them, not them approaching him. He likes them.
Well, and if he wants to come on, if he asks to come on our show, invite him on.
Yeah, you'd have to run it because I think I could be quite vicious. But this would, you see loads of different things. The Meters of Sense video cameras. Just be people. Just go out there and enjoy ghost hunting. If you don't believe it, that's your choice not to believe it. But don't go out of your way. I don't go out of my way to try and prove it to people. Yeah. I don't.
And all he's going to do is just Well, he's going to ruin things, not for particularly ghost hunting, because we can stand in the middle of a forest and ghost hunt. We don't need a venue. But if he starts taking it away from venues, then it's going to be a sad loss for them, because their revenue comes from a lot of what we do.
Exactly.
And if we didn't do what we did, then some of these places wouldn't survive. Definitely not.
No, and make you absolutely right. But
so that's what he's spoiling, because he's never going to spoil it for me, because even if he closes every venue down, he's not going to close every forest, every church, every pillbox, everything I've ever done. He can't. So get on with it.
But the problem, the thing is, if he is, there was a couple of things where he said that he'd done things to people's equipment and things like that. If that is true, then that's wrong. Wrong on every level.
To be quite honest, if he did anything to the equipment, he might be talking to us from the other side.
That's what I'm saying. What right does he have?
No, he doesn't have any right to do it. It's, but then it's probably a bully boy.
I think that's what's happening is the way the world and the way the paranormal field has happened is that it's very much in your face every day of the week. It can be viral on TikTok. It can be viral on.
Don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff I do actually watch on TikTok makes me laugh, and it does put paranormal to. What's the word? It does in itself. What they're showing ridicules paranormal,
but
on TikTok,
that's always going to be.
I know, but a big platform like that,
But this is where the difference. This is where the difference. They think they're doing it the right way. We think we're doing it. But I get all that. The disagreement between how it's always going to be there within the field, and I'm totally with you on what this is and what that is, and how this works and why it works. But would I go out my way to dedicate a whole show and start slandering all these people on this platform about if it's wrong, if it's right, if it's wrong?
No, not at all. You move on. I look at the next thing. I move on. Exactly. I'm not going to.
Doesn't. He's now. Is what it is what I feel is what is happening with this gentleman is he's being left in the wake, because it doesn't matter if you're good at the paranormal. It doesn't matter if you've been doing it for, we're 25 years into our journey of the paranormal.
Yeah.
But there's people on TikTok and that have got viral videos and things like that, and they're getting sent thousands of pounds to do what they're doing via TikTok, Facebook, or whatever. That's good for them. Go and grab it with everything you've got. Run with it. Make a living, guys.
Yeah.
He's getting left in the wake of that because of what? So what he's trying to do, he's trying to take a different spin on it. He's trying to attack the paranormal world. And this is what he's trying, and this is what I think he's trying to do. I think he's trying to go viral on being negative and damn right rude to the paranormal field. But if I was to call him out and say, no, you're an absolute idiot, he would get upset with that and you're attacking me. Well, you've just called me a muppet. Do you know what I'm, it's all right. It just doesn't sit right.
Calm down, Kermit.
Yeah. And it's what I'm trying to say is if there anyone does around the paranormal world of our friends that we've met throughout a time and we've become good friends with for this show, or we've met on events and things like that, don't just have to sit there and take it from him. Don't. Because there is one thing that we do, I said at the beginning of the show, I don't like the word para unity. But it's what I do like is that when some things get tough, we have to stick together, because this idiot is definitely not. Yes, I'm going to say it's slandering what we believe in and the truth. And it's as simple as that. If you don't like it, sod off. Go and get yourself a new hobby.
Yep.
Simple as. And as you say, Simon, that if he's trying to stop us going in as the paranormal community from going into these haunted locations, well, if they're not haunted, why is it bothering you?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like you said.
There's no such thing as ghosts, is what's he saying.
Why is it bothering you?
Yeah, why is it bothering it? Yeah, I don't get it. That's what I don't get. But hey ho.
So that was just, I just want to get it off my chest. I do have this platform. We have this platform to speak and air our opinions. And I will do it in the most dignified and most pleasant way I can. But you attack what I believe in, and you attack what a lot of the paranormal field do with egotistical, self-centered, damn right rude comments, then expect backlash. Not just from me or EGH, from the paranormal field. And don't go crying at the end of it. But that's all I will say on the matter. All right. But I just want our friends to know, if you are listening, we are one and all at this moment in time. And that's as simple as that.
Good.
And that said, I don't think these locations want to give up the money they make from groups like yours. No, they don't.
They couldn't survive without us. To be quite honest, there's a few places that would just go under, and that's serious. Or they just won't be able to get anything more done to what they do. And they're doing most of these people that work in places we go are volunteers. They put their time in free to restore these places. And if they didn't have the money that we give them to do it, it wouldn't get done. So more places fall into disrepair.
Yeah. Lawrence over on, I think it says Lawrence, you on about the child who keeps ditching paranormal groups and did things to ban them. I'd say he is a child. He isn't a child because he's quite old, but he is a child. Maybe it's just a gentleman on Facebook. He's got the blue tick. He's got quite a few followers. But if you look at some of his comments, he's losing followers, and I think that's going to be an issue for him as well. Surely they'd fight against this guy too. I think so. Now, I think all it is just try, and it don't necessarily work with him. It's just, I just don't like his comments towards the paranormal field. I don't agree with them. There's ways of putting things, you know. I put my hand up. I don't necessarily believe in orbs. I don't. But all I would say is, I'm sorry, I don't think that's what you think it is. Would I say, what you showing me that for, you bloody muppet? It's a bit of dust. You're a fucking idiot. Why would I, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't. I'll just believe, as I say, I don't think it, I just think
you might say it to me, Nat.
Do you think these groups take him serious? Yeah, I do think there's a bit of seriousness about it at the moment. I think it's definitely something that he's I just think he's riling, and it will come to a head. It will come to a head. He won't win. That's as simple as that. He will just fade again, just into the background of wherever he wants to fade to. And I hope he does sooner rather than later, because I think over the next couple of weeks, I do think we're going to see him a lot more on shows like ours. If you follow a lot of paranormal feeds, I do think that you will see more of it, of him trying to get his name out there. Hiya, Kerry Greenaway. Hope you're okay. Don't get involved, Rusty. We watch you and the guys because we believe in you. Don't let him get under your skin. It's not necessarily under my skin. He's under my paranormal skin. That's what it's under. Because I will defend what I believe in. I will defend in my family. And the paranormal, this EGH group is my family. Yeah. And when they start, it is more of a fight against us. No, I do draw the line somewhere along the line, and I have to say a piece. And para-unity, there's no point, needs to be as strong as it is now against this twat. As simple as it gets. I'm not going to mention the guy, Henry. I'm not going to mention the guy. He's all over Facebook. I'm not going to name check anybody because I don't want to give him the time.
Evening, Nige.
He will. A lot of people on TikTok are knowing who he is. I think there'll be a lot of people in the paranormal field who watch this show also know who he is. And he's just a nasty piece of work. But look, I've had half hour of it. Yeah. I said I was only going to rant for a bit. I've got it off my chest. But please, paranormal people, please stick together against this idiot. Okay, I really do. Just want to know, over on TikTok, we've got Graphic Print. Big Chris is tuned in and watching. So he just wants people to shout at him and abuse him. It's giving him exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. And that's that viral thing that he's looking for all the time. He will only be relevant till he upsets someone, gets a slap. I do think he won't go out in the field. I don't think he'd be too frightened. Yeah, but your paranormal family is stronger than that sad old man. You guys are too strong for him to get his name out there. You know, we're going to move on. We are going to move on. We're going to move on to a different subject. We're going to move on what the show's all about tonight. You asking questions and things like that. So Simon and his epiphany come only around about 45 minutes ago.
It did.
So I will now hand the show over to Mr. Simon Hardy.
Hey. Right. So what I'm going to put this as is unfinished business. What I mean by that is, so we go into, I can say we went into Colchester Castle on Saturday to help out.
Yeah.
Friends. Yeah. And we ended up, we didn't really know what we were going into, in all fairness, did we? But we ended up running some sessions there, ghost hunting sessions, around about 20 minutes each.
Kerry was there, wasn't she? I think Kerry was the crystal lady.
Yeah, Kerry was, yes. So we went into that, and at the end of that, it went very well. And at the end of it, I come out of there thinking, I've got to get back into that castle. I've now got unfinished business in that castle. So what I was going to just put it to you, and I guess, and our listeners, have you ever been to anywhere where you think you've got unfinished business? And I'll give you a scenario of that, right? So we've done, go back to other castles. I've done Warwick Castle. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've done the event. I've got a good story. Very, very active. But once finished, I've got no yearning to go back there. That was done. My event was done. Very, very active. We've got loads of stories in there. But
what was this place? Sorry,
Warwick Castle.
Warwick Castle.
Yeah. Next one, if we're going to go like for like, Dill Castle. Now I've got unfinished business in Dill Castle. I think we all have. Would you agree?
I've written Dill Castle down at the first sort of point of call with anywhere that I would feel that I needed to go back would be Dill Castle. That's where I would need to go back.
Yeah, so that's the sort of thing I'm looking at, and that's the sort of thing I was getting. So why do I, because well, not similar castles, but two castles. You'd think you come out, you're doing your event. Let's have another one.
We've got Lisa, but it's all. I think we have to delve a little bit deeper into. I'm not going to dismiss Dill Castle just like that. We're saying unfinished business. Why unfinished? Why is it unfinished?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So in that, I think it took 12 of us, and it left 12 of us that night totally confused, right? I think it took Dill Castle spirits there, or whatever it was there, took us down different paths, and it affected a hell of a lot of people.
Massively.
Yeah, affected a hell of a lot of people. So unfinished business there is what I'm talking about. Is I've got to get back there. I really have got to get back there because, yeah, I think there's so much more in Dill Castle to see. I'm not saying that Warwick isn't great. Warwick Castle was great and it was so active. But, we had people going, sort of shouting at people in Dill Castle, being confused by people. In what respects the spirits need your help? I don't think the spirits needed our help. No, I think it was probably stronger in Dill Castle of more. I don't like using the word demonic. Negative, definitely negative.
Henry says, I think we just scratched the surface of Dill.
Totally agree.
Jim is asking, what do you mean unfinished business?
Places where I feel that I haven't got a story. So in Warwick Castle or in a place, I go in, I get the story, I finish the story, I come out. I'm quite happy. But Dill Castle was, I got a part of the story, but I haven't got to the end of the story. That gives me unfinished business. Really, really does.
But the thing is, we've got some questions coming just off topic. Have you ever communicated with a spirit that doesn't speak English?
Yes. And I've got an interpreter.
Yeah,
no, seriously, I did. I went to Portugal. I was walking down the street and I couldn't understand anything that any spirit was telling me, but it was chaos. It was absolutely manic. And then I asked somebody to let me know what they were saying. And it didn't come immediately, but I did get that it was all about the earthquake, and that's what all the chaos was about. And I think we walked around the corner. I think I walked around with Ryan. We walked around the corner and see that there was an earthquake so many hundreds of years ago. So, yeah, I have spoken to somebody that didn't speak English. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chris has sort of some speak in Latin.
Yeah.
Very much so. If we're going down the Latin line, Old English, yes, Latin, but Latin also has a very harder meaning sometimes because it could lead you down the demonic route.
Yeah.
Okay, if something starts to speak to you in Latin, we wouldn't necessarily understand what that says. You'd have to know, what Latin meant, and if you started to repeat certain things, you could end up opening doorways and portals to certain things. So, yeah, you'd have to be very, very careful of that. I've got to watch what I click on at the moment. I assume lots of spirits speak dead language because they like old in it.
Yeah, you're in it.
I've got to watch where I click, but no, I do. Yes. Do I think we need to go to places where there's unfinished business? Absolutely, I really do.
An unfinished business is just either something that I can't get to the end of the story, or some places just beckon me back. And another example of that is we've done Shrewsbury Prison, and we've done Shepton Mallet Prison. And out of the two, once again, there's only one place I would really want to go back to, and that's Shepton Mallet Prison, because it's different there every time. So you're getting...
Is that unfinished business?
Yes, I think it is.
Because for me, I don't feel that Shepton Mallet is unfinished business.
I think we have got unfinished business there, yeah.
I just think I enjoy it.
Yeah.
For me,
maybe there's that as well.
I can't say that I want to go back for anything. That's as simple as it. I would go back any day of the week. I would go. If you said now, we'll go now, I'd put in my car and I would go straight to Shepton Mallet. But would I go there?
Shepton Mallet because of how spirit affect people at Shepton Mallet.
Yeah.
There's a difference again. Probably it's affecting people. Well, we've had people taken over by spirit on numerous occasions in Shepton Mallet. It didn't happen in Shrewsbury, but it happened in Shepton. Okay, it might have been a different grade prison, but also in Shepton Mallet, it's like what lies underneath. I think it's more 17th. It's all the old cells. I haven't done everything there that I need to do in Shepton Mallet prison, is what I'm saying. There's more for me to investigate there, left to investigate.
Yeah. So for me, I don't need to go back for any reason. There's nothing there there's nothing calling me back. I just love the place. I've walked around that place on my own in the dark. Nothing frightens me there. I feel very home there. I don't feel that there's anything that I could do much more there. But do I want to go back? 110% yes. I've got a question just come over on TikTok. Hello, mate. This is simply right. Hello, mate. Me and my people want to do our first ghost hunt. Where would you recommend to do the first?
Where are they based?
If you're following Essex Ghost Hunters, come the summer months, there'll be some introductory ghost hunts in the local area of Essex. They'll be on the website www.essexghosthunters.co.uk, and you're looking for the forest walks when they come live. They are very good for people who want to experience something first entry level.
No comments, Christian, please.
Yeah. So just very simple entry level stuff, to be fair. But would be a good night because of the atmosphere and everything. But that would be for me somewhere like Cash's Well and things like that. So yeah, no, very good. But that's what I would suggest. Okay. Right. So Jim asked a question: can a spirit lie to you when they communicate with them?
Yes, I believe they can. Yeah.
I think they
can. Yeah. In prisons, in that prison, you didn't know if a spirit was telling you the truth or not, to be quite honest, Jim.
But there is ways of finding out.
Yeah.
There's definitely ways of finding out. You don't know, you feel there's something isn't right with the story they're telling.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
Lewis Vose, Shepton Mallet, I remember that was freezing. It was a cold night, I think. I can't remember though. The first one was. If you go to a place and the spirits are needing your help, do you make sure to try and help them before you leave?
Good question. Yeah, and there's places that I have been that I can't always help them first time round, and I have been back to help. Yes.
Yeah, I will try my best. There's sometimes you have to. There's such thing called cosmic law that you sort of have to try and follow. So yeah, I'd make sure I'm correct within what the realms are asking me, cosmic law, things you mustn't do or could do. You have to make sure it's all above board, so to speak, very loosely. But yeah, no, if I will try my best to make sure that if there's anything I can possibly do, is done.
Yeah.
Good evening, Tracy. Evening, guys. Hi from Southend. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. I haven't seen that name before, so I'm assuming there's a new follower. So thank you ever so much. Christian has asked, have you and Si ever picked up on the same spirit, but both had different answers from it at the same time?
That's a good one.
Yes, I do. I would say not necessarily me and Simon, but me and other team members have definitely picked up on the same energy. You do feel the same energy. Maybe not told majorly different things, but definitely different pathways from the same energy. Yes, I would say so, and I do believe.
Yeah, I believe, just going a little bit from that, they can manipulate you into things as well. And what I mean by that is, going back to the prison, they manipulated a guest to get her out, that prison.
Yes,
Actually, yeah. So they can manipulate. So I suppose it's like life and death is probably the same. Do you change that much when you pass? I don't know. I haven't passed yet, but at the end of the day,
yeah, I do think that because it could be something totally. No, I think sometimes we have to be aware of things within the realm. I really do. It won't make much sense to you because obviously you're not necessarily a believer of it all, but there is certain practices and protocols, so to speak, that I would always follow when doing ghost hunts or whatever you want to call it, investigating or anything like that. Then yeah, I would. Yeah, yeah, it is something that you would do, in my eyes.
Yeah.
What do you feel the craziest? This is the wrong show for conspiracies. That's the Thursday night show. Who knows? Everything's conspiracy at the moment, so
yeah,
could be anything. The moon's not real; it's made of cheese. But no. So back to unfinished business. You've named one location in the last 20 years that you haven't want to go back to.
I haven't wanted to go back to.
Yeah,
I do want to go back there. No, I want to go back there.
Warwick Castle.
Oh no, I haven't wanted to go. No, I'm not saying I don't want to go back there. I've got no yearning to go. I've got nothing to go back to. Okay, another one is. I'll give you another one now. Let's do Cash Well. Right, I do Cash Well. Do I think I've got unfinished business there? Not really. I think if I was to go back to Cash Well, I could always create another story or get another thing. But the one I would say that I need to go back to, and I've got unfinished business in, and I'm going back this year, 110%, is Rendlesham Forest. Now, whatever reason that I need to go back there, and what I've communicated with on that night could have nearly knocked me out of ghost hunting, to be quite honest. In Rendlesham, it took me a while to get over.
But that I was I'm suppose that's totally different, though, isn't it? Because
I don't know, Russ, because I need to go back to Rendlesham to find out what I'm communicating with.
Yeah,
was there something in that forest? Was it spirit? I don't know, and until I do know, I've got unfinished business. Whereas Cashies, I love Cashies, and I would always go to Cashies. Well,
let's just say you may not have to wait too long.
And another place, I'll tell you another place, and I think we're going to do it as a Sabbath walk, is Argafen. I think we've both got unfinished business there.
Yeah. Do I have a calling? I see. For me, I've always, if I want to go back, I would always go back. Okay, there's some places that you can't just go back to because of they're at the other end of the country, or just time doesn't allow you. Argafen. See, I put Argafen, Rendlesham Forest in the same category as I don't think it is necessarily spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that is obviously extraterrestrial based. So I think that I would understand the calling on that. 100%, I would understand the calling on that.
Yeah.
Because of that is a total different vibration, a total different pull to where you need to be. I get that.
Yeah.
But I do get the unfinished business side of things.
Yeah.
Because of obviously, I
need to know. Yeah, I do need to know. You
struggle to communicate with spirit in that forest for some unknown reason. But that would obviously be, I think that as a part and parcel of the not knowing of different vibrations because I remember the second time we went back, for me, I did manage to communicate with spirit. I remember the witch following us down the path. I remember that. So
I can communicate with spirit at that base bit, the actual air base bit. So but I've got unfinished business there, definitely.
So the places that obviously I think that it's a very hard question to answer. I really find it a very hard question to answer because I think you could go back to any place that we go to. I don't think any door is ever shut, concluded and finished.
No, I agree. And I do agree with that. But there's some places that I've been that I don't know the answers to yet. That's probably more what I'm trying to say. So to me, that's unfinished business. That's what I would class it as.
Yeah, there's so many.
Harwich Fault, you see, Harwich. I haven't got business to go back there.
Well, I never had any business to start off with there. And I ate it.
Yeah, but
to be fair, that's probably to be fair. I say that tongue in cheek. I haven't got unfinished business, but the more I look at Harwich Fault,
you probably have.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Logically, that I have got unfinished business there because every time I sense to go there, something doesn't want me there, or it doesn't. The last time I went there, literally the car broke down. We're talking about what, a 18-month-old car, brand new. 18 months old, and the fuel pump goes. That's just, it could be coincidental, but that to me,
I'm not sort of saying that I wouldn't want to go back to these places, because I would want to go back to these places. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I would want to go back to them, but there's bits that lie unfinished with me. And another example of that is Amherst Fault, old and new.
I can't remember necessarily the old, but I remember,
Well, you don't remember where we broke every health and safety. And
I remember it.
Yeah, Jonesy's sister getting stabbed.
But there was
it was
no pull back. But the main bit, yes, because there's there's like the situation with the child in the bunkhouse.
Yeah.
With the that has things with me that I need to go back to. So that's where I normally draw the line to, is, if there is something there, because I go back to Shepton. No, there isn't anything there that was not unsolved to me. It's just more, for me, it'd just be more. I had never walked out there and gone, well, what was that all about? I've never walked out with that.
I have, yeah, I have.
It's, even when we had all the mess up, with all the people dropping down, and that to me is quite self-explanatory. It was exactly what was happening at the time when people would argue in there.
Yeah, true.
That's for me, that it necessarily has no major call, but I would always go back there.
Yes, I have got a major call. I think there's things that I need to get back there for.
Yeah, to me there isn't. Shrewsbury, I could give or take. If you asked me to go back, of course I would. Would I pay the money that they asked for to go back to Shrewsbury? No, I wouldn't. So yeah, that is just what needs to be with that one. Gloucester, even though I've never been there, I do want to go back to.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't done it yet, but yeah, I'd like to do it.
Yeah, but we've walked past it, and it's something, and you want to move in. Right, there was a question Chris asked: is there one place you would not go back to and find it hard to talk about? Not hard to talk about.
Rendlesham would be my place, but I know I've got to go back. I don't want. I don't want to go back, but I know I've got to go back. Yeah.
There's only, mine's more of a village than anything. Mine's and and
yours is, yeah.
I won't say what that village is, because I don't want to sort of, I think they will hunt me down and say it, because that's how much I think they will, it could be. Is there anything I can't talk about that I don't want to talk about? That I had no, I can't say hard to talk about. We had a bad night.
No, there's probably things I wouldn't share.
Yeah.
There's probably things I wouldn't share, Chris, to be honest. There is, yeah.
I suppose one of the hardest nights was in Coalhouse Fort on a private event, when we had one lady dragged across the floor.
Yeah.
And we all tried to stop her. We couldn't. That was quite hard, because that was probably the first time sort of witnessing something about that.
Yeah.
So that would be.
We've got unfinished business there at Coalhouse as well, but we can't get back in there to finish it, unfortunately.
I'm sure Nat asked a question, didn't she?
She did. I did see a question from Nat somewhere.
It was about cash as well. I'm sure it was. But then, did I read it out?
No, you didn't. Hold on. Didn't the spirit that you communicated with Cash as well?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to go down the list, because Dean also said, Si, you wouldn't go back to Cheating Putch, wouldn't you go to?
Yeah, that's the one on top of the hill. I don't like it there.
But that's not unfinished. Once again, I suppose that does fit into the term of unfinished business.
Yeah, it probably does. It's probably the one place that, and that's another place, Chris, that I wouldn't go to. Would not go back to up there. I've been up there once, and no intention of going back there again. Didn't like it. Did not like the feeling. Did not like the atmosphere. Couldn't watch all around me. It was watching me from all sides. No, I hated it.
So I think that fits perfectly within the category that we're talking about, unfinished business. Because
yeah, but they've got unfinished business with me, not me got unfinished business with them.
No, but that falls in the category because we don't know the answer to it.
Yeah.
That falls in that category of unfinished business.
Yes.
Pitsy Mount would fall smack bang dead in the middle of, I suppose this program is unfinished business. What is stopping you from going back there? Why? Who is doing it? What happened there? Why does it make you feel uncomfortable? But we also have to sort of take into account it was very early days. We are talking about what, maybe 10 years ago.
Still got the heebie-jeebies. If I'm coming back on a dark night from you, from when we've been out on an event, and I go past that, I still, if you were to say to me, right, drop everything tomorrow night, we're going up Pitsy Mount. You're on your own. I'm not going. No.
I say I'm the same with that village, but I'm more worried about the living rather than any dead in that village, and that's fact. Have I got unfinished business there?
No,
I haven't, because I know the story there. We know that there was, there's black magic and things like that. It's just unfinished business with the locals more than anything. If you go back to a place where you have unfinished business, do you get nervous or anxious beforehand?
Well, if you're going to if I go back to Rendlesham Forest, then yes, I'm going to be nervous and anxious beforehand. Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Some was very much like it, Bawley Rectory, many times.
Yeah, and I still get that way sometimes now, but that's not. I suppose it is unfinished business, but sometimes I can go to Bawley Rectory and I won't get out of the car. No, I won't, because something's telling me not to get out of the car.
So yeah, I can sort of follow that as well. Do you get nervous? Yeah. Do I get nervous? No. Do I get no? I don't get nervous because I try not to. For me, I work differently to Simon. We all work in different ways. I tend not to link in or try and get any information before I step onto the growl of the property. Across the gate, in through the door. I push myself to strive not to, because of that feeling. I think, Jim, I do it on purpose because I don't want to be going, into somewhere that I feel anxious and nervous, because I have a job to do in both aspects of what we do. If it's an event, I have to make sure that I'm in my mood to make sure that I'm protecting people, keeping anything. And if I think I'm going into anything that would make me feel apprehensive and maybe then knock my intentions, to make sure everyone's protected. So for me, I work slightly different to Simon. That's just how that's just how it makes me feel, if that makes sense. I don't want to know anything until I get in there, and then I open up the floodgates. Then I know what I've got to do at that point, rather than spending all my day shitting a brick, so to speak. But yeah, there is, as Simon
There's
said,
not many places that make me anxious or nervous, to be quite honest. Not many of the venues do that, but Bawley being one of them, Rendlesham being another, and Pitsy Mount being another. But other than that, I don't think I've ever got particularly nervous. No. In saying that, I didn't quite like them vaults in Colchester Castle, although I went down them. I think that's the whole event.
So the vaults. What was the vaults?
The underground bit where you go down the stairs and it goes underneath, and you've got the little passageways through and through and through and through.
Yes, yeah. We only got to the second one.
Well, I got through to about the third one, but then one of the guests couldn't get through with us, so we went back. But that was a place that, I was probably a little bit apprehensive with, and I would say major nervous. Yeah, that did actually.
Danielle Burton over on TikTok. Do you channel the nervous energy a bit? I think so. I do think that you can do. I think you can show your nervousness. Simon, I think one place that was quite, I think, for everybody to see. There was that to be fair, there was 2 places over that whole weekend when we went up to East 30 Drive that Simon, his energy show. You know, I don't know if Mazzy's still listening or watching. Oh, thank you, whoever sent a rose. I do appreciate it over on Facebook. Thank you ever so much, Karen. Thank you ever so much, Karen, for sending the rose. But Simon, we went to the Golden Fleece, and he could not hide that energy that was around him. It was totally on his cuffs. You could see it. He was short, sharp with everybody, and that's when you know that Simon is in a place where he is. You know, something is not right with him. And it was exactly the same at East 30 Drive. When we went to East 30 Drive, Simon was everyone was hyper, everyone was up for it and wanting to go. And Simon was the only one that was like really withdrawn back from it and very narky and very short until he realised what was there and what he was dealing with. So, yes, do you channel it? Exactly that. Simon does, but as I said, there was a whole different story with East 30 Drive.
I've got unfinished business there, actually.
Yeah,
I have. I know I have.
Yeah, I don't know if
I mean by that is because what I picked up that night, there's still more to pick up, so there's more spirits there that I need to get to. That I didn't on that night.
Yeah, with me, I will want to go back to East 30 Drive. Is there unfinished business in the sense of I've got anything to do there? No. I liked the castle more than I did the house. I'd like to investigate the castle at night because I think what the castle is in Pontefract is the answers to most what goes on around that place rather than that house. It's very interesting. That house is very interesting. Watching videos of how it's changed and what they've actually put in over time and removed things and put things in.
Yeah.
The bedrooms were totally different 4 years ago to what they were now. That bamboozles me as well. So, but yeah, will I put it in the unfinished category? Definitely. Yeah. The sheer fact is the same area. It's more the Pontefract area that I have unfinished business with than 30 East Drive. But because 30 East Drive sits within Pontefract, it can go in the unfinished business category. Right. So Natalie did ask a question. Didn't the spirit that you all communicate that cash would move on? If so, would it not be good going back now?
Would it not be as good going back now? That's true. Some of that's true, Natalie. I make you right because I was very. How can I put it without sounding really weird? I was really close to Spirit in Cash as well. And I worked with him a lot in Cash as well. And he did eventually move on. And it wasn't the same as going back there after he left the forest. So, yeah, it does. But then new things come along. So you've got to put that into perspective as well. You have to keep that.
And going down a rabbit hole. It's you've got layers at Cash as well. You've got layers. It's like an onion, so to speak. You peel off one, you get another thing. You peel off another, you get another thing, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing.
Well, I know we've said in the summer I'm going to do a walk with Jim, Natalie, and anybody else wants to join us from White Elms, and we're going to go to Cash as well.
There you go. There you go. Daniel Burton over on TikTok. Unfinished connection. Has it trapped some negative energy in the house?
What, East Drive?
I'm assuming East Drive, yes.
I think there's a lot trapped in that house. I think there's a lot trapped in that house. I think there's a lot to communicate with.
Yes,
and,
yes, Simon. Yes, it was.
Yeah, I do think there's a lot to communicate still with there. People are going to say, so I've read it, seen it before, where they say, oh, yeah, it's just her next door keeping it going. And why I tend to agree with that a little bit. I do. But then when something rolls a marble across the floor when I'm sitting there and nobody's in touching distance of a marble and it comes past you, then something's obviously doing it. And that ain't her next door because she wasn't in the house. That was level-headed people sitting there.
But that could have been anyone that we've dragged in.
Could have been.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I think the house. Do I think the house is trapped negative? No, I do not. Do I think anything is trapped in that house? No, I do not. I think the people that go into that house bring their energies into that house with them. I think that's why they have good nights. That's why I think it's very up and down. Do I think there's an energy that is around Pontefract that may be like a residual energy that does show its head there every now and again, and it doesn't really care about us? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think Pontefract.
I think there's an entity that is in that house. I know we're going to disagree on that, but that's fine.
Yeah, I really, you know,
we're not always going to agree on everything.
No, I slept in the bedroom on my own. I asked everything possibly that you could do to me. I called it every name under the sun before I went to sleep, and it let me sleep.
But that's you. That is you because you could sleep anywhere.
Yeah, because I think I have. I don't think it is negative there. That's what I think. That's why I don't think it.
I don't say that. Don't say it's negative. I said there's an entity there. That's not.
I think it's just probably one of the It's just probably one of the house owners that used to live there in time.
Maybe.
Do I think
maybe
like that? The only problem I will say is if anyone is watching that does, has anything to do with East 30 Drive, could you just change the mattresses from them plastic horrible things to at least a proper mattress? That would be nice, because every time you rolled over, it made a really horrible noise, and it was comfortable. It was a good memory foam mattress, but yeah, it needed to be a nice proper one. So for the amount that you're getting paid for it, I think you could invest in 3 decent mattresses for upstairs. So that's all I asked for. Another question from Danielle was: Have you ever done Edinburgh yet? Would love to see you guys up there.
We've done we've done the vaults, but we weren't into. We hadn't really started the ghost hunting as serious then, have we? When we did Edinburgh,
no.
I'd love to go back to the vaults, but the one thing that the vaults worries me that the restaurants are overhead, and I think anything you picked up in the vaults, you could debunk it to the restaurant noises. I'd like to do. There's where Kim went. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It's well known in Edinburgh. So I'd like to do that.
I was just sort of pre-scanning the comments, so I know which ones I'm clicking on and which ones I'm not clicking on. So Phil Denver is also watching. Hiya, Phil. I've been to Rendlesham twice. There's definitely more to it than a UFO incident.
Totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, Phil. Totally.
So yeah, I know. I say there might be something coming up in the next couple of weeks where Simon may just get his wish quicker than he thinks. Very much so.
Oh my days. Oh my days. Okay.
let's just say a couple of weeks' time, it may get his wish, very much so. So more of a UFO incident. I don't really understand this comment, but Robin, you guys really just need to understand that there's more. They are more interested in you than you think they are. Tickle them pink.
I don't get it.
No.
I think there's one further down as well.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's a house. It's a house. It's the people who keep going there that he's driving. Yeah, potentially.
Have you been there, Robin? Have you been there?
Yeah.
That's what I would ask. That's all I will say to you. Go and experience it. Then fine. Make that comment after you've experienced it.
Sandra has an unfinished business at Cannock Chase.
Yeah, I think you might be getting that pretty soon as well, Mrs. A.
Again, Mrs. A, that will not be necessary. But it's such a big place, isn't it? It's such a huge place, Cannock Chase, that it can definitely be. And I don't think you would ever finish the business there.
No, probably not.
I don't think you would ever conclude to that area because of how sparse it is, what it holds. There's obviously been UFO sightings. There's been, from certain things.
Children in there.
Yeah, black-eyed children. You've got cryptoids there. You've got Bigfoot there. You've got Yetis there. You've got extraterrestrials there, and you've got spiritual there. So, from every little turn that you take, you just think the different areas that we even explored at Cannock Chase, just that one pathway. And then we had one end that was communicating with spirit, the middle end talking to UFOs. It was very much, yeah, exactly. So it had something there that you could do. Do you think we could ever, get to a point where you wouldn't want to go back? I don't think you would. And I think that's the problem with forests. Do you know what I mean? There's always that different level of energy there that takes you down another rabbit hole.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree.
The only one that I would necessarily put in a forest area that, I could sign, seal, deliver, sign it off and never go back if needed be, would be Hockley Woods.
Still a very good wood, though. It's very active. One side, and it did send you hornets. That's what.
But that was my own fault.
But it sent you. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, I lost my chain of thought now. Where was I? But it was the only place if I died, I wouldn't regret never ever going back. If that makes sense. I've got no call to it.
Yeah.
Definitely no call to it. But would I go back? Of course I would. Of course I would. Sandra said there are many spirits at Cash's Well, a surprise each time.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, it is something different. But it's still got its sort of underlining energies there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I suppose you're putting Shepton Mallet at the top of your list of unfinished business. Rendlesham.
Only Rendlesham, yeah. Shepton Mallet, Dill Castle. Dill Castle's probably up there as well.
Yeah,
I need to go back to Dill Castle, and so much so that the other day. I went to the wholesalers at Ramsgate.
Yeah.
Now, I could have gone back. Carol said, "I would go to either Broadstairs or we'll go to Dill." I actually don't want to go to Dill, so there's unfinished business there. Yeah, because I knew what I would do. I would probably have gone into that castle and walk around it again.
Yeah, I would go back any day of the week. I would go back any day of the week. There's nothing to say not go back there. And I don't feel I've been to Dill twice since we've done it.
Have you?
I've been around Dill twice.
Have you actually been to the castle though, or just walked past?
I went into the castle. I never went into the castle.
Right, okay.
I went. It's when we had to pick up a vehicle down there. There was another time as well. Or was that somewhere else? I don't know. But yeah. But then you should go to Dill because there's a brilliant little spiritual shop on the front.
Yeah, I know. It's been close the last two times I've been to. Also, there's some questions from Mark actually.
Yeah. Hockley Woods Hornets are still turning up. Henry, I would like to go back to Cash as well and investigate the Roman link I picked up on last time I was there.
Yeah.
This is quite a good one. I spoke, also Hellfire Club Dublin, as I was surprised as what we got there. I would like to see if we could pick up different energies. Yes, I think that place definitely has unfinished business there. That is something that, not as I say, as a calling back, but I know at some point we will have to go back.
Yeah, I think we've got to go back to Lep as well.
Yeah. So absolutely, I would put definitely go back in there. Hello, Kev. How you doing, mate? Long time no see. I hope you're all doing well. Nice to see you, matey. We're just talking about unfinished business and like investigations that we would like to go back to over time, and things like that. Nice to see you on here again, matey. But Hellfire Club, definitely, absolutely, definitely.
And Lep Castle as well, because remember you slept there as well.
Yeah, I did sleep there. Just slept there.
In the most haunted place.
Yeah. The most haunted.
So it just proves you can go and do it there as well. Yeah.
But did I feel anything untowards there? No, I don't think I did. That's what I was saying.
I think I was having a battle with Henry. I think me and Henry had a big battle up in the top room, if I remember rightly, where the elemental was. And we were seeing it. We were actually seeing that elemental. I think that was where me and Henry. I was a brother, or he was a brother, and we were. I think we both channeled into whatever spirits that was up there.
Yeah,
Lauren was there at the time. She was in our group as well. It was really it was good. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was very. It was. Yeah, is what I say is I don't know if I would ever sleep somewhere that I feared. Now, if you put me in the village, then I fear it. Then I don't think I would be able to sleep. I would never be able to sleep in places that I wouldn't feel comfortable in. That's what I feel. That's just how I feel that. So knowing what the energies are in the place is very much how I sense it.
Yeah, I do get that. Yes. Yeah.
So unfinished business at Leap, definitely, and at Hellfire. I see a wedding at Leap. We can't have a wedding at Leap.
I was seeing a wedding at Leap.
Oh, so I am seeing a wedding. I'm thinking, you can't have a wedding there. Who's having a wedding at Leap?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I thought I don't know that one. I really don't know that one. I don't know what our goal is. Blanche has said, please do the Jamaican Inn in Bodmin.
Do you know what? I'm really getting drawn to that more and more because it's the one place I've been on my own really, and I have got unfinished business, is Devon and the Moors. I tell you, I've got unfinished business there because I haven't had long enough to investigate, and I would love to do Jamaica. Really would love to do. I think we're looking at it, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we got it back, didn't we? It was a.
We can. I think there is a way, but yeah. So we are going to look into that definitely.
I'm sure Sandra or Kim had information on it, but they don't release their dates too often, do they? No. Blanche goes there regularly. I can't say the word regularly. So yeah, it's something we are definitely looking into. Can anyone give me a check on how many likes we have on TikTok, please? That would be great. If we could do a quick update. I can't see it, I don't think. For me, it's 5.6.
Yeah.
You're nearly halfway there.
That's right.
You're nearly halfway there.
That's all right. That's not too bad.
Mark says the clan feud at Lep Castle has more to it, the round table. I mean, it was me, you, and Fiona that was sitting around that table, I think, at that point, and we was picking up on a real family feud that had really gone on. I remember that. So, yeah. At 6K, Russ gets his top off. No, at 6K, Russ does not get his top off, Christian. At 100,000K, Russ gets his top off. So that's as simple as that gets. And because I know I never get there. But yeah, we're going back to unfinished business.
Yeah.
So I suppose the one's back there, but we could go back in places where, which is Kim went into trance and my hand was stuck on the table with a knife through it. Yeah. I remember it. I remember it clear as day on that one. I remember it so vividly as well. Yeah. Good seance. That was a good seance. Unfinished business. Do you know? Some of the bespoke unfinished businesses is the castle. Not castle. The cottage. At where we had the 2 cottages in Wales.
Yeah, that's definitely unfinished. Yeah.
The cottage where it all kicked off in Wales.
That's probably, is that with the cow sheds outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has, that it's a strange calling. Lauren's faith changed too, according to Maz. I'm going to sneeze, I think.
Bless you.
Thank you. But I suppose the most one was the middle of nowhere house.
Yeah.
That
you and Maz got out the car.
No.
That's where we couldn't find it. That
was that house.
Yeah.
But the other house in the middle of nowhere, through the forest, in the middle of the national park, with the witches' circle.
Yeah. I thought that was the one where you got out to ask directions.
No, that's when Kim was with us. The one where we did UFO hunting.
Yes. Yeah. That was
good. We looked, the swing.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
That wasn't the one where the bed lifted up.
No,
the one where we that was where we.
Where I bought Gwynedd.
Yes, that was the one where we asked for the neighbours where we were going, but wasn't no neighbours.
Yeah.
So yeah, that to me, the first house that we went to, no.
I don't know that. I think I probably have got unfinished business there because that's where I got pushed over, and I still bear the scars and feel the pain now.
But it was also
so I have got unfinished business there, and I think there was a story again. If H is still listening, the story we were getting at But it was on the night we left. We were leaving. On the morning we left, we were just about getting the story. So there is unfinished business there. Definitely.
So, because I suppose you try and cram so much in, and you never get I suppose the moral of it is that you never get the actual ending. You just get, I don't really want to go back because there's either not, I've got all I want. But really, everywhere we go, you could go back.
There could always be more. There could always be more, but some things just round nicely off. Some things just round nicely off, and you haven't got to go back there. Some leave a little niggling doubt to, yeah, you've got to come back. This is unfinished business. Epping Forest is another one that does it to me. Epping Forest, I really want to go back to that church there, number one. I really want to go back to the suicide pool. Remember where we did that circle? I really want to go back there. And where we were in fits of laughter with, I think, Joe, Lee, and Henry. Yeah. That's it's not unfinished business, but there's something there that I'd love to go back there for. And plus the fact I'd like to find his caves.
Yeah. So, Mark, what about the Dover? What about Dover in the cellar bit, or was it the water tank place where there was something there, and I don't think was quite got to the bottom of it?
Bottom of it. That must have been with you.
I can't remember. I can't. Enlighten me because I can't. As soon as you give me something, I'll remember it.
You know what they say when your memory starts to go, mate?
Yeah. I remember the house. Bit at Dover.
That was good. I like that house.
What are we classing as the cellar bit?
We couldn't go in there the second time round.
Right.
Remember we were cut off. Once we could go into the tunnel bit.
That was the tunnel bit. Yes, because we went back, Mark, didn't we? Yes, I do remember that. I do remember there was something there because we went back after hours. We went back after. I remember it. Yeah. Yeah, there is unfinished business there. But it was just the ending of the story. It was the first time we went down some steps, very square room. There was something in the corner, yes, and we couldn't get it out of the corner. It wouldn't come out of the corner.
I remember where he's talking about, but I don't think I was in your group. I think it must have been you and Jonesy there. Yeah, I remember. I remember where you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah, I do remember that. So I put one out there, okay, that I think you could conclude that we've settled everything there. Not settled everything there, but we always go back.
Bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the bunker, every time we go back, the bunker changes, I would say. And new things emerge. I mean, the first time we ever went to the bunker, we never knew of families being practiced on down there.
No.
That only came out. So, but is it unfinished business? No, I don't think it is. But I would always go back there because I know I'm going to get something else.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I'm going to get something else. I think we very rarely haven't got anything. Maybe once. Maybe
it's
once.
It's a place that you don't feel that. I know it sounds really odd, but it's been a big part of our lives for the last 10 years.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
And
it's been every year, isn't it?
Yeah, virtually.
Mrs. A, Mrs. A, yeah, you've lost guests. Now you've lost a group.
Yeah. Yes. But that's what I'm saying. It is a part of the business in a weird sort of way. It's not unfinished, It's not complete.
No.
So,
but I'll tell you another place like that is, I don't say it's unfinished, but it's always giving, and that is Sandwich Guildhall.
Yeah.
It's always giving. I mean, I've had, well, can you remember that woman who went down that you had to, I had about 3 drop in that last group, don't you remember?
Yeah.
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 And I think I wish she was listening, because she said to me, "You're never going to get spirit to affect me." But that's probably the worst thing you could ever say to me.
That medical area in the bunker, the medical area in the bunker had loads of activities. When I went with you guys, there was some proper weird stuff going on in there. I'd love to go back at some point. We'll get you back there, Nat. Don't you worry.
Definitely will, Nat. You'll come back.
We'll get you back there if you want to experience it again. But yeah, that is, I do I feel that I need to go back to anywhere so desperately? I suppose, not to, but I don't know the reason for it. I generally don't know the reason for it. But the Hellfire Caves in Wickham.
Yes, I do tend to agree, because I don't think we've got the full story there, and that was because we weren't allowed to get the full story there. But every time we got to get the full story, because we worked as a group, didn't we? I think it was me, you, Henry, and Sandra. And every time we were getting to something, the people weren't listening. So I think that's unfinished. I do think that's unfinished. And I'll tell you another place that I don't know if it's, would I class it as unfinished? Yeah, probably. HMS Warrior.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that as well. I can definitely see that. Yeah. But I'd love to just go back there in general. I would quite easily go down there for the day and walk on the ship and pay to go on it, because I'm going to get as much as out in the day than I would at night, because of nothing changes.
No, your light's still on.
Yeah. But I think, once again, there is unfinished business that massively there, but where it come from is the question. That is, it's a little bit like
do you think that what affected Jay, the day, was it the day, it was the same day, wasn't it? Jay was affected. Do you think that was something to do with that HMS Warrior?
No, I think it was something to do with, once again, a little bit like East 30 Drive. I think it was the whole dockyard that was the issue.
Yeah, could be.
But then again, I could even fit Jay's issue into the pub before we even got to the historic dockyard.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I feel that it could potentially be the surround, a little bit like East 30 Drive. Do I think that it come from East 30? No, but do I think the whole of Pontefract? Yes. So when I say what happened to Jay, I feel it could have come from the historic dockyard area or surrounding that we walked through.
Right. Okay.
Because it never come from that house.
No, definitely.
He brought that with him.
No, that didn't.
And but he felt, after a while, when he communicated with the spirits on Warrior, and you communicated with that gentleman on Warrior, all settled.
Oh, it was yeah.
So not settled as in what the answers were, but the nerves were settled. Just like Jim, I suppose Jim asked the question, didn't he? Did you ever feel nervous and anxiety? Yes.
Yeah.
Get on the Warrior.
Yeah. I forgot that, actually. You do forget. You do forget.
Yeah. So talking of stuff we finished, the lady at Harwich that thought she had passed over but had not, and was lost and stuck by the boat.
Yeah, I know.
We had her husband there too, and reunited them. We'll never forget that feeling.
Mrs. Stokes, Mark, Mrs. Stokes.
There you go.
I can never forget that either, mate.
Would
Still go back. Yeah.
Hey,
So would I.
there was one thing we finished there. Yeah, I say, would I ever, do I ever cross off places that I would never go back? No, I don't. When we look at events throughout the year, obviously, looking at events for 2025, another place, but once again, I don't know if it's unfinished business or not, or I just bloody loved it. The Ripper Museum.
Oh, yeah.
The Ripper Museum. I don't feel I've got any unfinished business there.
No, there isn't unfinished business. No, there isn't.
But I can definitely put my head to say there is unfinished business just because I want to go back there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so how I sort of put it is, if there was unfinished business in most of these places, we could very much make it happen. But we don't. That makes sense, because I do think we finish pretty much what we need to do at the time.
Yes.
I do think obviously there is
probably a better way of there's a better way of summing that up. Yeah, it is. Yeah. We finish what we have to finish in the time period we've got to finish. Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. So when we were in Colchester and we were working in 20-25 minute stints, you had to start and finish. And I never thought that would work, but somehow it did.
It worked.
Somehow it did.
It worked. It did work, and in a strange way, it released pressure in a good way, and we got some good evidence in short amount of period.
Yeah.
But most of the sessions that we left were unfinished because you just got the start of the story, but you couldn't finish it. And I suppose, in a sense, that we tried to bring that along for the ride. I tried to bring it through all the way through the sessions.
Yeah,
but it didn't. It just didn't work like that, because you got to a new area and there was another energy waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly. That is so. It's so active there in Colchester. Yeah, it is.
Very, very good. Very, very good location. But yeah, regarding unfinished business, if I had to put you right on the spot now, and if I said to you, Simon, I'm on my way to pick you up to take you to the place that you need to sort out, that's been on your mind for the last 20 years, or you think is the highest priority of your unfinished business, where would it be?
Rendlesham or Deal.
Is okay. Rendlesham I get. That's fine because of what is there and how it all works. Deal.
Yeah.
What do you generally feel that is unfinished there that is calling you back?
Because I wasn't allowed to investigate as I would normally investigate, because things were kicking off around me. And I never got to the bottom of what was actually happening there. I had a bloke up against the wall, being held against the wall. And this bloke was massive. And I don't know what was holding him against the wall. I'd like to say, but I didn't get time to do it because of circumstances and because of what was going on around us. So I'd like to go in there.
So in a roundabout way, it's what the energies did in Dill Castle, that affected our communication, is the question.
Yeah, my communication, our communication. Yeah, and I'd like to take the team back, no guests, and then work it round that way. Because then we would have nobody to worry about.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. And I will ask you another question because I feel like you've spoke about it enough. Beacon fault.
That's going to be a different ballgame. This unfinished business there.
But that's your answer. But why? And you are going back this year, obviously.
Yeah. Why? Because I haven't got round it all. There's things hiding in Beacon Hill fault, definitely. We were being watched as much as we were trying to communicate. There was things that I think I got wrong there. That not wrong. There was things that beat my protection there, and not just mine.
Everybody's.
Yes. And that takes a lot to do.
Yeah. A lot of Tom.
Now I want to go back and kick ass. No, that's the truth of it. I now want to go back and kick ass because now I've got the measure of it. Now I know what to expect. And I know where they're coming from.
That's where it's good. That is what paranormal talk is all about. Want to kick ass. But there we go, guys. Well, I think we can safely say we come towards the end of our show tonight. As much as I would love to carry on to 10 o'clock, I've got to be up very early tomorrow for a very, very long day. So going to say goodbye. Have a tons of stuff to do before to bed.
Yeah.
Same here. I've got to be up at the crack of dawn for probably the longest day I've ever worked for a bloody long time. And it's going to be long. I can safely say I don't think I've ever worked a 13-hour day before in my life, but tomorrow it should be fun. But no, thank you for everybody that has joined us on everything. Pulse Talk Radio. Thank you. It is next week we are back, but it's the following that we potentially not, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to struggle probably the following. Well, I don't know. We might be.
Yeah,
we might be able to do something. We might be able to do something.
Yeah.
It might next week should be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I say for some strange reason I have totally lost a weekend in March. Next week is a bonus for me because I didn't realise that weekend even existed until last week. And Simon said, "No, you've got another weekend." It's like, "No, we ain't. We're at Nottingham on the 16th. Yeah. What about the 9th? What about, oh crap, totally forgot about the 9th and I forgot bonus weekend." So all good. But no, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that has joined us on Pulse Talk Radio tonight. You guys have actually been brilliant. So take care and we'll see everybody over on Pulse Talk Radio next week. Take care, guys, and stay safe. Thank you to everybody that has joined us on YouTube and Facebook tonight. Thank you for all your messages coming in. Really helps the show, really flows nicely. Thank you ever so much to everybody that has joined us. Take care, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.